Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the first chakra and how it affects your life. My name is Leah Chantel. Welcome back to my channel. And when I'm discussing the first chakra, I'm talking about your root chakra. This sits right below your tailbone. It spins downwards towards the earth. This is the chakra that when you're trying to ground and feel connected to the planet, that's the chakra that connects to the planet to help you feel very grounded, very safe, and very stable in the world. And that's how it functions when it's functioning correctly. You should have a state of calm and a feeling of confidence that you can walk through the world and your physical needs will be met. You will have food. You will have water, you will have shelter, regardless of what challenges may come up in life. You know that you're going to be okay. Now, this chakra affects many aspects of your life. One aspect of your life that affects is your immediate home or your housing situation. So are there any threatening people that live in your household? And if there are, that can unsettle your first chakra. Or if you have threatening neighbors or people that make you feel uncomfortable in your immediate surrounding, again, that can affect your first chakra. That's your need for survival, your need to live in a safe space and free from anybody threatening or uncomfortable in your environment. Your first chakra could also be affected if you live in a place where there is potential for environmental disaster at any time to wipe out your home. That can also upset your first chakra, your feeling of security on the planet. Other things that can upset your first chakra include things like chronic money problems. So if you're constantly in debt and you're worried about paying it off and you're struggling to find jobs or you're unemployed, these things are a little bit abstract from the first chakra because it's not directly related to survival. So there are a few more immediate threats in your environment or your physical safety that would affect the chakra even more severely. But having said that, money concerns and security problems are something that can affect your first chakra and upset your first chakra. Also, if you've experienced any prejudice in your life, now I'm a Caucasian person, but I'm thinking about people who are of other races and they've experienced racism, that would also affect your first chakra, your sense of security, because you don't feel safe around other people in your society with whom you're supposed to feel safe with. And that's something that I believe that a lot of countries, workplaces, and societies are working on with a lot of effort to make sure that things are safe. And I also want to reiterate that your physical health is a very big factor in your first chakra. You don't feel physically safe when you have a chronic illness or you feel like you could be dying, unless you feel that you are mature and that you've completed your life and you're ready to leave the earthly plane. Then maybe you don't feel so afraid of death at that point. But most of the time, anything that affects potentially your sense of whether or not you will live or die will greatly impact your first chakra and your sense of security on the planet. So things like paralysis, things like a really deadly illness like cancer or heart disease, or maybe it could be something more subtle than that, or it could be a chronic disability like MS can affect your first chakra because you feel that you have something that you're living with that may not be very easy to handle in the long term. All of these can be leaving you feeling ungrounded and insecure. But having said that, just because you're living with a long-term illness or condition does not mean you don't have to feel insecure about it all the time. You can learn to be grounded in your body and feel very happy and secure in your life, living with a condition by finding different coping mechanisms that work well for you. For example, people living with disabilities can live on their own and independently and find systems of living that help get them through the day. Things like lowered sinks or lowered counter space where they can work easily from their wheelchair can give them assistance and help them feel very secure and very safe in their environment. So anything that makes you feel unsafe or insecure or not valued in society can upset your first chakra. And that's why it's so important that we do need to create a fair and inclusive society for everybody so they all do feel safe and secure. Because when more people in our society feel safe and secure, it reduces crime and it allows our society to function a lot more smoothly. It's also a very important lesson in the first chakra to help others feel safe and secure in society to follow the rules of engagement of society. For example, this is a good reason why we shouldn't speed on a highway. If other people are around and we're making them feel afraid and insecure by our behavior, that's going to have an emotional impact on them. Even if we never crash or we never get caught by the police, it leaves people feeling more unsafe in society. And that's why I believe we do need to honor those basic rules, codes in society, such as the speed limit, because it creates a sense of belonging and safety for everybody in society. And so I'm going to go back to the beginning. I was talking about the root chakra. How does it work and how does it affect us? It's our sense of survival, our sense of belonging in society in a safe manner, that we are welcomed and that we are safe. It affects things like our relationships to a certain extent, but we're not going into relationships fully. We're more learning the rules of engagement on a basic level so everybody feels safe and secure in the environment. And these are things that sometimes we take for granted and we don't necessarily appreciate that others are feeling unsafe and insecure in our presence. And that's why it's wonderful to learn about anti-racism training and inclusion in our workplaces and in our society, because we learn how to get along with other people and help them feel safe and secure in our society. And when people are feeling more collectively safe and secure, we have less crime. But it also includes things like who's in our household, are there any threatening people making us feel insecure in our house, are we living in an environmentally affected area that's chronically unsafe. All of these factors can impact our first chakra. And even when we're removed from the danger, that feeling of unsafety, that feeling of tension in our nervous system, like we're on edge and we could be in danger at any moment, can sometimes remain for a long time. And so it's very important to heal from that trauma in order to move on from our lives. So our root chakra can also be affected when we have a serious illness, such as heart disease or cancer, or maybe something less serious but affects our daily lives, like a disability. But that's still very, very serious in order for us to live and survive and thrive happily. But even when we have things like a chronic disability that impact our lives, there are ways of feeling safe and secure with that disability and able to live a full and meaningful life with a healed first chakra. I hope that all makes sense, and I hope you enjoyed my lesson on the first chakra. I'm going to go into the second chakra next week, and that's more in-depth about our relationships beyond our sense of feeling safe and secure. Oh, and there's one more very important detail I forgot to mention about the first chakra. The color of the chakra is red, just like my glasses today. So I hope you all enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're really enjoying and you want to learn more about the other chakras and the other content I have going on my channel. You won't regret it, and I hope you're all having a wonderful, beautiful, bright week. Take care. Bye now.